the challenge that we've put forward in partnership with I2I is not only solving financial inclusion issues, that is, making sure people have access to financial services and using them and that they are of good quality, but to make sure that the people who've been typically excluded, the people who, even though you put a back branch up, there are certain things that prevent them from being able to access those services. This was a group that the Grameen Foundation visited some ways back. It was a group of only women, but when it came time to counting the money and putting it into the box, they had to call the man to come and count the money and verify and say, yes, this is the amount of money that we have. So part of what we believe in is also not imposing our will upon people's lifestyles, but you realize the cultural norms also lend themselves towards unequal access and unequal status. So for those of you who are lucky enough to have relationship managers at the bank, or those of you who are so adept at using the internet that you can fashion it to do what you want. Google is an example of the service. The Google search, right? The search engine. It's basically the same service for all of us, but we all use it for different things, depending on what we're looking for. And the big move right now, at least globally in financial services, is as we're building data to such a degree that, I don't know if you guys know Facebook is about to start doing payments. You guys are aware of that, right? Yeah. So that's the move we're going to, not using the traditional data, but looking at personified data and seeing what can you provide to an individual, because the individual now is at a point where you can pinpoint and provide him or her service.
This is season 2 for the DataHack. We had season 1, which was a typical flow of how hackathons normally happen. And we like experimenting and piloting, and for me, that's the true nature of innovation. I was listening to Zuckerberg speak, and he said, don't be deceived. No one has it figured it out when they are getting started. Ideas get better because you work on them. So every time, people will expect that, you know exactly how this is going to turn out. Most of us don't. So the first hack we had was the typical hackathon where you bring people together, put them in a room, pick up 3 winners, and the first winners went to Kigali, Transform Africa. They met the gorillas, they pitched, and one team won.
We participated in the DataHack last year, and we won the country competition, and went to represent Uganda at the continental competition. We don't usually participate in DataHack. Actually, we don't ever. It was just, the result of the great team that set up the hackathon itself, the theme, the seriousness of it all. We were interested from the word go. We also would like to, again, say thank you to all the people that participated, from Richard and Japet and everyone else in the team, the I2I guys. I can say that they are a fantastic group. The mentorship, the partnerships, the opportunities. I can tell you up to now, we still get emails saying, there's someone here who would like to introduce you to that might want to, have an interest in your project or that kind of thing. It's a continuous thing. It's not a one-off type hackathon, which almost all hackathons are like. This is one that is continuously opening doors for you. So I won't bore you too much with my code and everything, but all I can say is this is a good project. Wish you guys all the best. I'm sure all of you have fantastic ideas. May the best person win. And whoever wins the competition today, there is still opportunities for everyone else.
Who wants to go first? You want to go first? Let's have some drum rolls. Yeah?
So just an update on what we've been doing. So I'm Kevin from Easy Money. I head the products there. And what we did after the last session is we met with Edward, who is the data scientist. and we really tried to refine our problem. So initially it was very large and could have taken a lot of time to go into the details of that. So we refined the problem to what would really affect our agent. And once we did that, then we identified what data we need from Easy Money in order to identify what is causing this agent to have those problems, what caused them to be more profitable, what caused them not to be. Once we identified the data we'll need, we went back to our site, pick up the data from ourselves, picked up the last 2 years, decided who's going to be the core team internally, depending on people's competences, and then also decided what we're going to use to analyze the data. So again, we looked through the internal team to identify their strengths, and in order not to have a steep learning curve, but also for continuity. So that's what we're done today. Next steps, we're going to start designing the models to properly understand what's causing our top agents to be more profitable, what's causing our bottom ones not to be, and to find ways to replicate that not just across our network in Uganda, but across all the countries within Africa. So that's where we are.
The only way you can simplify most processes is by having a single score that helps everybody understand the quality of what they're doing. Nowadays with diamonds, for instance, you know that, okay, this might prove that I'm not very familiar with diamonds, but we have 10 carat, 16 carat diamonds, am I right?
Yeah, right.
Okay, good. At least I'm not embarrassed by that one. Now the whole point with diamonds is that's the measure of the quality of the diamond. In this case, we're looking at having different measures for the grade of the coffee. What are those measures going to be? For instance, we want to come up with a score. Something like 8.9 tells the farmer that at 8.9 your coffee quality is good. What are we going to use? We're going to use different metrics from the data that we collect. And we'll keep on aggregating these to come up with these scores. We're going to have to run through several rigorous tests to ultimately achieve this. We'll also have different scores. If somebody is sitting at 6.4, that means you're below 8.9. This is all out of 10. A score only makes sense when it has an upper limit and a lower limit. And of course, if you're sitting at 3.2, we have to look at what's happening. We have to look at, let's say, are you growing your farm on level soils? Are you growing your farm, are you growing your coffee on sloping soils? We have to look at these different factors to ultimately help a person improve. This is how we want to get back to the farmers. We want to get back to the process chain. If something is going wrong at a production plant or probably at one of the aggregation points, we have to look into that because it's affecting the final score.
We are trying to drum up the use of these entities so that people can access the facilities. How are we doing that? We go to these circles, we don't offer of the platform, the Akelo banking platform, with which we try to see what are the services that the local people, more so the nature of services in which women and youth are involved. Let's say our priority in this case has mainly been agricultural loans, okay? So someone needs an agricultural loan. Out there, what do you need to get agriculture done? You need a service to enable you plow the land. You need a service to enable you weed. You need some seeds somewhere. So what is Akelo doing? Akelo is going out, reaching out to the circle and telling them, you know, you can give these services to these people, and in rotation, you keep your business running. You enroll as many people as you can, targeting women who are also small earners and probably need something from their husbands to get themselves going. So the concept of gender is very key to us, and the issue of youth is equally key to us. So we are helping circles develop one another, and also individuals be able to have a credibility of lending to another person without feeling like they are losing out. Because when this person pays back, they pay back to the circle with an interest which is remitted to the individual. So that way there is peer growth and also circle growth.
If you notice a common trend with financial inclusion, there is one thing everyone has in common. They all have an agent or a network. They have to access the last mile somehow. And what we're seeing increasingly is there's a problem with the sustainability of these networks. Basically, how do you create a distribution channel that will be there to provide the services that you want people to access. Quite a difficult concept to get around, but once we put the solution together, we should be able to help with the first pillar Joel was talking about, which is access. Now, we will have all the services running. There will be beautiful solutions, but if someone at the last mile cannot have access to whatever they're doing, if that network doesn't exist, or the road or the pipeline that gets to the customer, then there's no point in actually having the innovation. So what our tool is going to do is, first of all, be able to give visibility to the person or the persons running these networks, and also help them be able to focus and utilize the resources effectively. We've narrowed down about 2 techniques that we want to use. One will be a regression model, and the other one will be a neural network model to help us manage our features.
Nicholas Kamanzi, I'm a co-founder at Sulape. At Sulape, we believe at the heart of every economy are these small businesses, and if we can help these small businesses grow, we can grow the economy. So one of the things that we are working on is how can we now do credit scoring for everyone who is contributing to this transaction. From I've gone to a shop and I've paid using mobile money, to a business that has collected mobile money transactions for maybe from like 100 people a day. So when we did that and we looked at the data, so one of the things that we are seeing is, and how we're modeling our data tool is, we are going to get a lot of data points, and that's one of the things maybe that we were able to figure out last week. Now we started talking to 2 banks, because we figured out that banks have micro loans that they want to give out, but they don't really have a clear way of getting into the telco data, because when you're spending using mobile money, or you're going to be spending using cash. So we are looking at mobile money data, and we're building some form of API that the banks will be able to consume to know who to extend a loan to. So whether you're buying from different businesses, you'll be able to get a micro loan based on how many transactions that you do in a month. And then the business will also be able to access credit facilities because of how many transactions they are doing in a month.
So who are we? We are just another company trying to stay afloat. Every single day we are, trying to come up with ways of staying afloat. Every time you come up with something, usually someone who cannibalizes on that product. So basically, we want to thank the Innovation Village and the rest of the partners for coming in at this time, because we feel that it's going to help us again to stay afloat. So Peleo, I want to give you a background of Peleo. So Peleo in 2016, True African thought that there were a number of businesses that needed help in terms of collecting their mobile payments, and we came up with Peleo. You can check it out, www.peleo.com. And with Peleo, it was majorly focusing on mobile money bulk payments and mobile money merchant collections. Particularly mobile money merchant collections, we sign up businesses, help them to collect mobile money payments of Airtel and MTN. And guess what happens? After 2016, we built a merchant base of around 2,000 plus merchants. Then MTN Momo becomes around and starts eating. They don't even start from new customers. They go to the ones that you've signed up, because they know that these are easily converted into their own customers. So they started munching on those ones. Then we got other people who have also started munching on our merchants. So particularly with this event, we are focusing on merchants. Just to know how it works, you can just dial *210# and put in that code. I used Ziana's name, Ziana Enterprises. So when you follow that process, you're able to make a payment.
noticed this evening everybody's talking about the mobile phone. Everybody's talking about the bank account. But there's that one person who is always left out, and that's the person at Mcash that we serve. Now, on our system, we have 191,000 customers, 70% of which are what we like to call bottom of the pyramid, and they are employed in the agriculture sector. So we want to use that information, one, to question, identify, and possibly find solutions to having uniformity of data at national level. What Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Planning, Ministry of Gender, and so on and so forth should be the same data that a bank can access and also telecoms can access. Secondly, we want to use the same data to have product development, which we want to compare with the available information. If you look at it, most of it is targeted to serve the objectives of financial institutions, but then there's also what we call capacity building. When you want to build the capacity of an individual, you obviously have to base on data. So what's the quality of input? If it is fertilizers, there's a debate going on about GMOs and so on and so forth. So what is the basis of that if we do not have this data on demand? Number three, we also want to either advise or harmonize on cost of services available at the different levels of the farmer value chain. So our proposed solution is this. This is what we're going to base on, and around that, that's where we're going to pull the data from. Like I said, we do have the data pulling from 191,000 users on our platform. We're going to pull it from over 3 years so that we give trends and analyze it properly.
Yes, my name is Charles, and I'm representing Team MamboPay. I'm here with Mr. Juma and our mentor Nelson over there, who's been very helpful in this journey so far. So I will not assume anything. I will just start from what is MamboPay. All right, so MamboPay is a fintech, and in fintech, what we do while moving money, we do two things. There's digital vouchers, and then there's cards. Why vouchers? It's simply for accountability purposes. If I wanted to buy you, for example, lunch, and I send you mobile money right now, you have an option to withdraw that money and use it for something else. But you can imagine, if I bought you a lunch voucher of my mobile money, and all you receive is a voucher number on your phone, which you can then take to, even this hotel or anywhere else, and you'll be given just the lunch. How beautiful would that be? So MamboPay exists for vouchers, digital vouchers, as well as the cards. So these vouchers can actually be used, in various categories: school fees, shopping, fuel, you name it. But I want to center the discussion today to the cards, because this is where we need more research, and we believe we need to do a lot of hacking around that data to get more beautiful insights and see how we can actually, these insights can lead us into brighter things in the future. So I'll briefly touch what we're doing with the cards. We have what we call a MamboPay card that we give to kids in school. This is how inclusion comes in. Kids in school already are not banked, all right? But remember, they also deal with money to some extent. Their parents trust them with pocket money, but what do these children do with pocket money? You don't know, they could choose to blow the pocket money the first week of the semester. But even before we get into that, how does MamboPay already start to get into parents sending pocket money to their children? Those who did their school in Uganda already know that there's a very big gap when it comes to the remittance of pocket money. Parents today will probably send the money to the classroom teachers, and then they'll trust the classroom teachers to deliver the money to the children. But at times the teachers get overwhelmed. The teacher probably is representing 100 kids in class, so you can imagine 100 parents sending money to him. He doesn't know how to separate personal money from the student's money. So there's lots of gaps in there. Money could be lost in translation. So what MamboPay is doing, we give each kid in school a card. And this card has got a unique card number. So as I speak, if you try *166*8# and tested our system, you can actually be able to send pocket money straight from your mobile money wallet to that child's card.
Currently we have a product that is running, it's called M-Circle, and we are the sole aggregators for Airtel and MTN for the circles in Uganda. So as I said, FeatureLink has been around for over 10 years, so we've been working with so many circles, over 100 circles now. And working with these circles, we've been able to reach out more than 300,000 customers. So these customers are for the circles. Now this, after working with these circles for this long, we've obviously been having a number of challenges which we've been solving over the years. However, the biggest challenge we've been having right now is that these circles don't have, their loans are very risky. If you look at the recent report that was released by AMFU is an apex body for circles and MFIs. If you look at the credit that they give out to their customers, most of these loans have what they call portfolio at risk. Portfolio at risk is if I give you a loan and I expect that loan, I expect you to be paying me monthly installments, and say you delay on the payment. The more you delay on the payment, the more risky the loan becomes.
Right now, we need to connect with each other, we need to get to know each other, we need to get to know the data science, you need to connect with it, because some of them have been complaining that I'm in finance, I need one in tech. So the tech and the finance guys, you need to connect with each other and get to know how you can help your teams to win the competition, because we have about 2 weeks to go and there has to be a winner. So you need to get aggressive with the competition. You need to know how you can win this. You need to strategize on the best way to win the competition. I'll get in touch Monday to give you the next steps, to give you a few hints on how to connect with each other. And if you have any challenges connecting with your teams, please get in touch with me. I have relationships with everyone, the data scientists and the Fintechs. I wish you all the best. If you have any challenges, anything that you need to ask me, I'm available anytime. 24/7 for you. You have my number, my email, and Joel is here to help.